strike. And that'll bring up Doug Blackler and Stephen Webb. You notice Blackler on the left-hand side of your screen with the cast on the left hand. Fortunately for him, not his bowling hand. That suffered in a bit of an accident out at Heather Lanes in Sackville where he works. And Jack, that may not interfere with his bowling per se because he doesn't throw the ball with that hand, but it would throw you off mentally a little bit.
Yes, it would. He grips the ball. Oh, great shot. He grips the ball in his right hand. He takes his left hand over to give him that. Oh, great shot there by Steve Webb.
Well, I tell you, those are the shots we've been waiting for. Just a great one there by Webb and an almost great one by Blackler. He just missed his chance.
But what Dougie does there, Bruce, when he gets ready to throw, he takes his left hand, puts it over onto his right, just to give him that better grip on the right hand.
All right, we're going to watch right here Blackler, and now Stephen Webb on the spare. Right on that front end. He's going to count 6. Wood coming back. He might pick up a bonus spin. And again, he might not. He didn't. That is what Doug Blackler's trying to spare up. Oh, beautiful shot.
Tough wood in here for Stevie.
Everything but the 10. So, Webb marks in the 5th. Blackler counters with a mark in the 6th. And 10 there for Stephen Webb. He goes to 63. Blackler 59 and open. Back to the top of the order. The bowl through frames 7 and 8. Russell Luciano, you're watching right here.
Very close match, Bruce.
Yeah. James Gratto on the other side. Punching again is Luciano. Now on the spare, James Gratto. Good hit. Not a great split. Lane number 9, Jack. Let's take a look at it right here. Not a lot of time to call it.
2 pins. He had hit that one on the outside, Bruce.
Had the right idea. Luciano. Russell really looks like he's struggling up there all of a sudden, Jack.
Yes, he is, yeah.
For Luciano, in the first, he went 9. Now 10 in the second. 9, 9, 10. Then he slipped to an 8 in the 6th. Now a 7 in the 7th. Really needs a mark to get his game back on track. Let's see what happens. Good hit. Other side, diamond shot. Not a bad shot, or at least a hit by Luciano, Jack, but not a great lead.
Well, he can either go right on the pin, on the 5-pin, or hit it on the nose on the right-hand side and carry him off. No, too low. Seems like Rusty's bowling awful fast tonight.
Oh, good shot. That's
big spear.
Those 4 pins really exploded out of there, Jack. Luciano catches the gutter, settles for 9. In case you just joined us, it's the number 7 Men's Pro League Championship. All these teams compete as teams in the Pro League throughout the season at our Basin Lanes Kmart location. They're bowling here as a team at the double knockout competition. The establishment, Sonny Taylor on the right-hand side belongs to that team, has 1 win. And this man's team, Don McDonald, lost their opener, so they can't afford to lose.
Donnie was on a mark there and picked up 1.
Picked up only 1. Sonny Taylor's on the mark right here.
That could hurt them.
Taylor gets on the front end. Good late action, a total of 7. Yeah, that's tough for McDonald. Back on the right-hand side. Sonny Taylor taking a look at what, well, it will be what you're looking at right there.
Right on the 2 pins, Bruce. And of course, if he hits the side of the wood, the ball could come back and take the 7th in. But I'd go right on the 2 pins.
Here it is. Oh, great shot. Not a lot of room for error on that one. And Sonny Taylor made it good. Now McDonald gets half of them. 2 of the 4 settles for an 8. But a little bit of pressure on now.
Well, it was very close going into the 7th and 8th frame, Bruce, and James Gatto got 7 on his mark, another spear. Sonny got 7 on his, another spear, and the establishment, Don McDonald, had 1 open and got 1 on it, so they're starting to open up a little lead here.
Yeah. McDonald again. This time, good hit, leads to 5 and the 9. Sonny Taylor on the spare. Ooh. Punches through, gets 5. Now, a piece of wood is rolled back, Jack, between the 5 and the 9. That good?
He's going to have to hit it on the nose or way down low. If he hits it around the red band, he's going to leave the 9th in. I don't think it's frozen, Bruce.
Either way, it might be tough.
He got a right flush on the nose.
Yes,
left the 5. Tough shot.
For McDonald. Oh, just
Another.
excellent spare. Sonny Taylor runs 3 in a row now. The last 2 really sparkling. And it's 10 for...
you won't find any 2 better spear shots than what Sonny Taylor just pulled off.
Yes, sir. Sheldon Buffett and Dave Priest. Priest on the left-hand side, Buffett on the right. 64, 4 over after 6 for Priest. Buffett 57, 300, but he's yet to mark, so he's pinning very well. Off to the right a little bit there. And was Priest. Now Buffett. Oh. Priest has got the 3, 6, 10, and the 5. Settle for 7 there. Buffett, Jack, could play it safe, go to the right-hand side, but no, going for the bundle. Gets his shot, gets 3 of the 4 for a 9. So he continues to pin very, very well. After 7 frames, he's only dropped, I think, 4. So he'd like to mark. The guy who really like to mark is Dave Priest right here on the left-hand side of your screen.
They're going to need a bunch of marks.
Yep, getting critical for his team. They're off the left-hand side again. Remember, they can't afford a loss. Sheldon Buffett. Top the left-hand side. Taking his time, it's Priest looking this one over. Buffett, the horseman, plus the 7. Ooh. That is the target third ball for Dave Priest, and he went through the hole. 6. Sheldon Buffett again. Got his shot if he goes to the front, and he does. It's on the pin, but only this time comes up with 7. Okay, next to the anchormen are Dave Hartnett and Rick Martin. Hartnett at an even 60, and Martin at a 61. Neither men open here. Good battle between these guys going on, Jack.
Well, Dave's got to get a couple of marks here. Get his team going.
Ooh. He had a strike earlier, almost had one there. Rick Martin off to the right-hand side. Nice break there for Hartnett. A piece of wood down, nestling against the 5. That helps that shot a little bit.
All he got to do is keep her down the center of the lane.
All set. Now he fires. Bang. Okay, let's see what happens. Rick Martin. Ooh, got on the front end. Little fine. And it'll be 9 for Rick Martin. So both bowlers, Martin and Hartnett at 70, even par, but Hartnett right here on the left-hand side of your screen, he is open on the spare. Chance to pick up a few for his team, and they need it. Right idea, count 7. Rick Martin, good hit, but he punches through the middle, got on the front end. Hartnett looking at another spare chance here, Jack.
Well, he's got a great shot. 3, 5, 6. It's a tough shot, but it's makeable.
Oh, had to be on the 3. Martin tries the left-hand side and gets 3 of them. That's the target for Hartnett as he goes for 10. It is 10. Good-looking 10 for Rick Martin after punching out left side 3, right side 3. That's how it's done. As we go to the anchorman, Doug Blackler, Stephen Webb, these 2 bowlers will bowl a couple of frames now, 7 and 8. Then we'll go to the scoreboard and have a look right after we have our bowling tip of the week. So stay tuned for that. Good hit by Blackler on the split, counts 8. Interesting shot here, Jack.
Oh, great try by Steve Webb. Good shot for Doug.
Right here. This is the shot Blackler looks at.
You go on the left-hand side.
They don't make it. They make them close. Webb counts 10. Doug Blackler. He counts 10 also. As Stephen Webb goes to 73, Blackner at 77. Of course, that's after 7. Bowling in the 8th frame here. Following the completion of this frame, there'll be only 2 per bowler to come.
Stevie just can't get on track here.
Blackner lays it in there, leaves the 5.
That's a big spare for your choice.
And the 5 also, the nemesis of Stephen Webb. Wood coming back, he may get that. You don't see it, he's got it. Good looking spare. This is the shot. Doug Blackner's looking at the spare, and he makes his good. So dramatics in the 8th frame for Stephen Webb and Doug Blackner, Jack, as they pick up big marks, big in particular for Stephen Webb. He had to have that one to keep his team close. We're going to go to the scoreboard in just a moment, but Jack, before we do that, once again, we're going to visit our old pal, Steve Bezanson from the Halifax Chronicle Herald and Mail Star. He is the sports editor there. And I talked to him the other day, and he had mentioned to us at one time that he and Bobby Orr had been bowling a little bit, and Bobby had been trimming him a little bit. But now, thanks to your fine coaching, Jack, Steve Bezanson went out the other day and put a trimming on Bobby Orr. So, Bobby, you're going to have to drop by and maybe take some lessons from our expert. Right now, though, let's go and see why Steve Bezanson is becoming one of the finest bowlers in Metro. Jack James, myself, and Steve Bezanson and the McFarland Rent-It Bowling Tip of the Week.
Welcome once again to the newest Baisley Lanes here in Forest Hills, and this week's McFarland Rent-It Tip of the Week. And with us, of course, once again is Steve Bezanson, the sports editor for the Chronicle Herald and Mail Star. And last week, Jack James, we talked about, with Steve, spots on the approach. This week, we're going to talk about spots on the lanes, which have a much different purpose.
They sure do, Bruce. What we mean by spot bowling, I know we have the 10-pin game here that comes to us on cable network, but however, that's very important out there, those arrows. However, for candlepin, I never use them, but I know there is people that do use them. I think, Stevie, when you started to bowl, that you did use them.
I tried them a little bit, Jack, yes.
How'd you find them?
Just so-so. Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. I found I threw across my body a lot, so I wasn't sure whether I was doing it right or not.
If you are doing it now, I recommend it. You know, you to stay with it. But however, if you're just new in the game and coming up, the main thing is to keep your eyes focused on the pins.
Okay, so if you feel you need them, use them, but if you don't really need them, perhaps you better look straight at the pins. That is then our McFarland Rent-It Tip of the Week.
And so often the little things are so important in this game, rather, and there's a case in point of another one, and I hope Bobby Orr was watching that, Jack.
All I want,
can
Steve,
pick up
10%.
those tips. Okay, that's our McFarland Rent-It Bowling Tip of the Week. We've got a pretty interesting game here going on, although the establishment who can't afford to lose are in somewhat difficulty as we prepare to go down the home stretch. Let's go to the scoreboard and see how they stack up, Jack, and get your analysis, and maybe at the end get a comment and just how the establishment has to come back to pull this one out, Jack.
Well, first of all, Bruce, looking at the establishment, who have one loss, they find themselves up against the 8 ball here, but right now we're looking at Russ Luciano, who committed 114. The first time on, he had 101, and he's having it very tough tonight. He's at 71 for 8, 9 under par. And what Russ has got to do, what I watched the last couple of boxes, Bruce, is he's bowling very, very quick. His balls are going either down to the left or down to the right. He's not in that 1 and 2 pocket. So Russ has got to slow down these 2 boxes and get himself a mark. Donnie McDonald, who started really well, he could have had 3 marks in a row. He's at 87, 7 over par, and he has a spare there in the 6th with 1 on it, which he took out the 7th in. But coming in at 106, he's bowling at a clip of 107, so he's right around his average. Dave Crease, 115. I had 125 the last time on. Had 2 terrible boxes there in the 7th and 8th. He had a 7 and a 6. He was 4 over par when he went up. He finished the 8th frame 3 under. So Dave Crease has got to get his game going. Dave Hartnett, who has 1 strike and 1 spare, pitting very, very well, other than the 6th box. He's at 87, coming in at 119. And this is the guy I think has got to get them going. And he committed 124. He had 98 the last time on, Bruce. He's at 83, 3 over par, but he has a bonus ball working for him. And what Stevie's got to do is mark out here and really get this team, back into the winning column. Looking at the Your Choice has 1 win. They're a little loose up there. They started to get some marks in the 7th and 8th. James Gratto is at 82, 2 over par, coming in at 121 average, so he's going to finish strong. Sonny Taylor, who we witnessed 3 boxes in a row, strung out 3. He's at 97. I believe he has 4 marks, 3 in a row. He's 17 over par with a bonus ball working for him, coming in at 114 average. Sheldon Buffett was pinning very, very well up until the 8th frame, and then he got a 7 box. He's at 73, coming in at 113, so Sheldon's going to have to get a couple of marks. Rick Martin, who I think is just throwing the ball too hard on these lanes, Bruce. He's got to adjust when he comes down here. The last time on he had 107. Here he is for 8 boxes at even 80. Dougie Blackler, just steady old Dougie, goes along. He's got a mark with 8 on it. He's 7 pins over par. He's only dropped 1 pin, and he had his bonus ball working for him. So after 8 boxes, we have Your Choice leading the establishment by 14 pins. Your Choice has 3 open. The established 1.
Okay, really the good news as far as the establishment is concerned is that big mark that Stephen Webb had in the 8th frame, because without that Dougie Blackler marking would have made it tough. That gives them a chance. 14 pins the difference. They're working against 3 marks, only 1 for the establishment. But if you're going to have a guy open, that's the guy you want when he's coming up late, coming up
that's right,
the
Bruce.
position.
And if you look at the Your Choices marked, James Grateau is leading off as open. Sonny Taylor, who's bowling second, is open.
Yeah.
So their marks are going to be taken care of. So if Don McDonald, Dave Crease, and Dave Hartnett can get a mark in there to get this match back to even, let these 2 boys fight out the last 2
That's
boxes.
the way it should end anyway. Okay, let's see what happens as we go back to the bowling and bring both teams down the home stretch to settle this one. Can the establishment hang on and come back again? Well, we'll know in a couple of minutes, and as far as Your Choice is concerned, they want to slam the door. Let's go back to the bowling. Russell Luciano and James Grateau are the 2 bowlers we're going to take a look at. As Grateau, well, you're watching the target right now, but there's Luciano on the right-hand side, Grateau on the left. And as you mentioned, Jack, it'll be Grateau open on the mark. Right here. He hits, he counts 6. It'll make the difference now, 20 pins. Luciano, good hit. Like to have that pin go down and take the 7. He's not a bad setup. This is Grateau's setup for spare. Good hit, he's got them all. Pressure now on Russell Luciano. This one's certainly makeable. He's got it. Good shot under pressure. Pressure, rather, by Russell Luciano. Jack, this one's picking up.
That was a nice big mark there for Russell, and also a good shot there by James Grateau. And like you say, he picked it up to 20, but the marks now are still 3-2. So it's still a pretty good ball game.
All right. This is Grateau. On his, he picks up a count of 6. Russell Luciano. Down the front end, he's got 7. And that's all, but that's a swing of 1 pin, Jack. 19 the difference. Good setup for Grateau, or at least for Luciano. Not so great for Grateau. This is Grateau. Came up short. Big chance here now for
all he got to do, Bruce, is hit that 3-pin. Should have it.
Here's the shot. He's got it. Russell Luciano comes up and gets a mark in the 9th, a mark in the 10th. He'll throw the bonus ball. Swing of 1 pin there takes it to 18, Jack. This one is getting interesting already.
That's right, and Rusty went up and did his job. He had to get 2 marks, and he got the 2 marks. And it's nice to see him take his time. That's what Rusty's got to do, is take his time.
All right. So it's 18 pins less what Luciano gets on this ball. Well, he got off the right-hand side of it, Jack, but he came up big. Count is 7, so we go to 11 pins. As we go to the second bowlers in, 11 pins, and the Your Choice are open on 2, and the establishment open on 1. So a dramatic change here.
Well,
Sonny Taylor, left-hand side, and right-hand side, Don McDonald.
The establishment are in good shape here. Sonny's on the mark. He's bowling right now.
Well, he got on the front end, and that's what he had to do, but he only picked up 5. On the other side, McDonald punches out a little bit. So Taylor picks up 5, so the count goes to 16. My addition is correct.
Good shot here for Sonny. This is makeable.
No, too far left. McDonald's got to come back with a strike ball here, Jack. Perhaps afraid of that hole on the right-hand side, get off to the left a little bit. The name of the game right now is pinning. 9 for Sonny Taylor. For McDonald. Ooh, didn't want that to happen. Swing of a couple of pins there. If I read this correctly, Jack, it's 18 pins. The anchormen are both open.
Well, I think, Bruce, you know, all joking aside, we had the little girl come down and wish you happy birthday, but you know, you don't look 43.
No, I hope not. I'm not that old, am I?
No, 37.
Both bowlers struggling here, Jack. Taylor punching out in the middle and McDonald punching out on the right-hand side.
Well, I like to have McDonald's break here. That one, Sonny got his... Oh, they're both getting off.
I'll tell you, Sonny Taylor Made the
Sonny come out of that real well.
Bad chance there. A lot of pressure going to be on McDonald in just a moment as he shoots at that one. But let's go back to the other side and take a look at this one. Sonny Taylor will throw his third ball. Now, McDonald's getting way out of whack here. Not supposed to do that. Throws down the hole. Maybe he should have waited. Sonny Taylor gets 9, and only a 5 for McDonald. So a swing of 4 pins there goes to 22 unofficially. As we take a look at Dave Priest and Sheldon Buffett. Neither men open. Buffett's team on top. Priest trying to make up some ground, and this could be the chance. Buffett had one get away on the right-hand side. Priest can back off the side, an 8-pin drop. Buffett now.
It's a big spear here for the establishment and also for Dave Priest. Got the 1-2.
See what happens. Lays it down. He's got him. That is a big mark. Sheldon Buffett, 4 big pins down there for him. He's getting half of them. 20 pins in the difference. Less what Dave Priest gets when he throws in just a moment.
Well, if you look at the way Dave McDonald finished, Bruce, with a 5 and a 7, he dropped 8 pins. So what Dave has got to do is get those 8 back on this mark and get another spare chance. Just to pick up the pins that Don McDonald lost here in the last 2 boxes.
Sheldon Buffett. Oh, Sheldon punches out. Wow. It's tough. Under pressure, he got on the front end. Now, Dave Priest. He, too, gets in the front end. Counts 7 on his mark. A bit of a tough spare chance. Buffett, good shot. Takes 3 in the right-hand side. Dave Priest. This is tough. Ooh, give it a try.
Good try.
Yeah. Pinning right now, the next 2 balls. Buffett's going to settle for an 8. For Dave Priest, he makes it 10, so we're down to 11 pins with 4 frames to come. And both anchormen are open. Jack, this is a good one.
It sure is.
The team trailing by 11 have Dave Hartnett as a member, and he's on the right-hand side. Rick Martin on the left-hand side. Of course, neither of these men are open. Rick would like to pick up a mark here and settle this thing, but oh, good hit. He's got a tough split. Hartnett now. No. Let's go back to lane 10, Jack. He's got the 7 and the 8, but he's got a piece of wood out in front.
He's going to have to hit it just left of the red band. If he hits it right on the red band, I think he's going to leave the 7.
Here it is. He got them both. Great shot. That is a good shot under pressure. Now you talk about pressure. Dave Hartnett has it on his shoulders. He's it down. Had to be on the front end. That was a big mark.
Very big.
It's going to make it real tough for Stephen Webb if Dave Hartnett can't get a mark in the 10th. Cleans the plate there. Well, let's see what Rick Martin can do. If he loads this one up, it's going to be tough. If he punches on a pin or 2, it'll be a life for the establishment. 11 pins right now. Bang. He's going to count 7 now. 8. Good count. All of a sudden, it's 19 pins. Dave Hartnett's got a mark because Rick Martin probably will. Oh, good hit. You're going to get them all? Yes, a big strike, Jack. Don't go away, folks. This one's not over.
Rick needs this mark.
Yeah. All of a sudden, a little pressure on Rick Martin. He was coasting. Here it is. He's got it.
Well, it's 19 2-2 in favor of your choice, and what Dave Hartnett's got to do here is throw a double, Bruce. Or Rick punches out a couple, and
yeah, he really does.
And
the
Dave Hartnett
coming up are both open on spares.
Dave Hartnett can get 9 on it, then it's going to cut it down. Stevie's going to have to mark out.
Okay. Count 6, 7, 8. Good count of 8. Now we go to Hartnett on the strike. Boy, I tell you, he got on the front end, Jack.
Well, he's got the bucket shot.
Got to sink it.
You'd like to get 8 or better here. Just
absolutely.
Try, Rick.
He's down. Ooh, he's going to count 8, so nothing changes. Still 19 pins the way I counted, Jack. And that is the difference.
You're absolutely right.
Stephen Webb has got to make up against Dougie Blackler. Blackler on the left-hand side, Webb on the right. They're both open. It's a tough road to hoe when you're bowling against Dougie Blackler.
Well, Dougie's bowling first, and all he got to do is load this up, and he's going to put a lot of pressure on Stevie Webb.
Boy, you can't load him up any heavier than that. Strike on the spare. Stephen Webb, not the B. I think the fat lady's singing, Jack. He had a little bit of drama. coming down the home stretch, but Dougie Blackler dismissed all the drama with one ball. Stephen Webb takes a 9 there. Blackler gets the strike on the spare, and it's pretty well fun time for him.
That's right. It's all over.
Yeah.
It's 6 versus a strike, so it's around about, excuse me, 20-odd pins. Possible for Stevie to win. So you have eliminated the establishment for their second loss, and your choice doesn't have a loss yet.
Rolling along real nice. Blackler continues to roll along also.
Speared up the 4 horsemen.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a tough way for Stephen Webb to be going out, missing a spare chance there, even though it wouldn't make the difference in this match. You like the finish strong. Bang, that's the one he wanted. Stephen Webb, watch for him to be back. He's a real good one. Stephen Webb finishes this one up with a 108. Oh, Dougie Blackler finishes with the strike. And what a great finish for Doug Blackler. And he really decided this thing, Jack. If there was any drama left, he just dispelled it all. What a great, great finish by Doug Blackler.
Well, it just shows you the type of individual he is, Bruce. That's why he's down anchor. He can pull these games out. They went up, only up 19 pins. They ended up winning by 44. So.
And as Dougie Blackler went to work late, we watched him as the game was progressing. He was bowling fairly well, but nothing really fantastic. However, he only missed the high single by 4 pins. He bowls a 137, and we had the 141 of Bill Black's as a high single. So Dougie really finished strong there.
I think that pushed him into third spot, though, Bruce, didn't it?
Yeah,
137.
well, I think it did, although third spot doesn't mean much. You don't get any money for that. But you're right, it's nice to be there, and you can be sure he'll be back. He tossed a 130 during the very first week of the series, so he's bowling well on the show.
Bowling very, very well. And then one thing about Dougie Blackler, Bruce, he's not getting his marks till he's coming home. So any of the teams that got to go up to face him got to realize that, you know, they know that Dougie's got 1 or 2 marks in that last couple of boxes coming home, because he'll do it to you every time. You can be up 19 pins, and all of a sudden you're down 2. You know, and you got to look at a couple of good bowlers today. I take my hats off to Dave Hartnett, 115. Russell Luciano come through today at 105. I mean, he does have 114 average, but then you look at James Grather, 113, Rick Martin, 116, and who steals the show but Dougie Blackler at 137.
I like him. He's a good one. He certainly proved it here tonight, and his team looking very, very strong. Now, your choice becoming one of the real contenders to win this number 7 Pro League Championship, eliminating the establishment tonight. They go down to defeat for the second time in this double knockout competition, so they are finished. Next week, we've got a real interesting match coming up. They all are good when they get this kind of bowling, Jack. But we've got the Garden View against number 7 Pine Street, number 7 Pros. And we got guys, well, from Garden View. Johnny Coolin, Roy Driscoll, Dave Richardson, Art Rudge, and Bob Jodry. Good-looking team there. And they go against the number 7 pros, Brian McDonald, David McDonald, Robert Slonwhite, Bill Black, the old Bill Black with the 141, and Randy Slonwhite. Any choice?
We're going to have some fun with that one. I'll predict that Bill Black will not beat a single, and there won't be a 600.
All right. There you have it. Certainly hope, you enjoyed tonight's show. Yes, it is my birthday, Jack, and I guess I can get away with those things. Certainly hope you enjoyed tonight's show, and will join us next week, and we'll do it again. In the meantime, from all the gang at Paisley Lanes, Jack James, and myself, Bruce Stephen, we wish you all a very pleasant good night.
McFarland's Rental Center is proud to sponsor Cable 10 community programming. McFarland's carries a great variety of tools and equipment.